farmland.
If you are someone who pays your credit card bills on time and in full, you probably consider yourself a good customer, right? Well, if you're doing that, but not using your credit card enough, you may be at risk of having it canceled, and that can cause big problems with your credit score.
I was shocked. I've had that card for 10 years, and it's a huge part of my credit score.
Kevin Hicks couldn't believe it when, in early January, a Wells Fargo credit card with a $37,000 limit was suddenly canceled by the bank.
They just go ahead and close my card. Destroying my credit was the thing that really made me upset.
His credit score dropped 60 points to 705. Why? DePaul University banking professor Rebel Cole says that can happen to anyone if a card with the longest history and the largest credit limit goes away.
You have one with a 50,000 limit, a 10,000 limit. You're maxed out in the 10,000 limit. You're only using 15% of your credit, and then all of a sudden you're using 100%. That hits you even worse.
According to myfico.com, how long you've had credit accounts for 15% of your credit score. How much credit you're using compared to how much you have available makes up another 30%. So if your credit score suddenly drops 60 points, say from 740 to 680, here's how it would impact your ability to borrow money. Your interest rate on a 60-month loan for a new $25,000 car would jump from just over 5% to nearly 9%. That means your monthly payment would increase from $472 to $516. Over the life of the loan, you'd pay an extra $2,600 in interest. The advice from Cole: even if you pay your cards off in full every month, make sure you use them.
You need to use your credit to keep your credit score in good standing and to keep your credit available. If you don't use the credit, they'll take it away from you, and then you won't have it available when you need it the most.
I don't really have any options anymore.
His main option: begin the painstaking process of rebuilding his credit. This is just one of the unintended consequences of the new credit card law, which was intended to protect consumers. Cole says all the banks are required to do is to notify you, and he says they often notify you as they're canceling the card. Wells Fargo says banks are required to give 30 days notice.
It's so tempting to get a credit card that gives you extra percentage off, like let's say at Best Buy, but obviously not a good idea if you're not going to use it.
That's right. You have to use it, and you want to keep using the one that has the largest amount there, because if you don't, you see what happens,
Yeah.
and the bank's just gone.
Really interesting.
Yeah.